what's up guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here then welcome to our little corner of the internet. Today we're going to be watching a video titled The 40 Billion Plan to Extend New York City, which I've never been to New York City. I'm not from New York. I've never been to America, and I already feel bad, like sad. Like, why would you extend New York City? Is New York City? I'm walking here. I don't know. I don't know how I would feel about that, but I'm no one to give my opinion, so without further ado, let's see what this video is about.
This is New York City, the trade hub of the world, also known as the concrete jungle. And it's also completely out of space. The city and its residents have felt the growing need for more housing for decades now, and as a result have manifested more extreme solutions, of which are plans to extend the land area of New York City by adding over 1,700 acres of land to the tip of Manhattan, and call the area New Manahatta, which experts estimate could cost upwards of $40 billion and even more. However, the project has seen a lot of pushback and criticism over its practicality. So what's the real story? Is it just a pipe dream, or can it actually solve two of the city's biggest problems?
I don't know, guys. I'm so biased when it comes to change. I'm not even from New York. Why am I annoyed? I don't know. It's just, New York was naturally built that way. Why would you want to change it? Just move somewhere else. Just move somewhere else so we can keep New York the way it is. No, but seriously, I don't know. On another note, it could be really cool though. It could give more opportunities for people to move to New York. It could be a very nice area. Maybe they'll have different things. Maybe it will make New York even better. But in my very closed brain, no.
Now, extending and creating new land on coastlines isn't something new. In fact, this practice goes back thousands of years, even in the time of Alexander the Great. In an attempt to capture an island, decided it would be better to create a land bridge instead that would allow for easy passage. Today, that land is no longer an island and is just one long extended coast. Since that time, land reclamation has gotten only more advanced and
oh, so this happens all over the place?
Has allowed coasts of even longer sizes to be created. One of the most famous examples is in Europe, where the Netherlands reclaims so much land that it actually makes up 20% of their total land size. Just looking at these side-by-side images makes the difference all the more apparent. Of course, the example you're probably thinking about
This is crazy how much humans can change, like the earth,
is the artificial palm-shaped islands made in Dubai. These are the more recent examples of this type of megaproject. Now, as a side note, these islands are actually sinking because it turns out there's a reason why coasts don't form into this type of shape. Still, if anything, shows the transformative power of land reclamation, and this is where we get to New York. You see, New York is facing a problem, one it's been facing for decades, and that is its housing issue. Although the city boasts an impressive 8.5 million people, it doesn't have the space to accommodate everyone. And that's when one economics professor, Dr. Jason Barr, proposed a solution back in 2022 to terraform the coast of Manhattan by adding 1,760 acres of land that would lay between the Hudson and East Rivers. This proposal would in theory create 187,000 new homes and house almost 250,000 people. In theory, it would take 15 years to create the land itself, and then a few more decades to develop the remaining infrastructure.
But would this get rid of the issue, or would this make just more people move there? You know, like, I think New York would still probably be packed. Maybe if there were more housings and everything, prices would drop a little, everybody would move to New York, and then we're back in square zero.
It's a bold plan, the boldest potentially in the city's history, and as a result it's seen a lot of pushback. Critics claim primarily that the project is unlikely to succeed due to a variety of factors ranging from the economics to the political realities. However, this bold dream for a bigger Manhattan isn't something new. This idea dates back to the 1910s when an engineer, Kenneth Thompson, published a piece for a newspaper article calling it a really greater New York, an extension of Manhattan of 2,560 acres or 4 square miles of city surface. Many more papers would follow Thompson's idea, and even more artist renditions began to be published. Of course, the possibility of actualization was low. These early drawings were more or less optimistic visions for the future. Then, in 2011, the first serious take on the idea was published. In November 2011, a research group at Columbia University's Center for Urban Real Estate, or CURE, published LOLO, short for Lower Manhattan. This interpretation was a lot more modest in its design. Instead of 2,500 acres of added
It didn't look that bad in the photo.
land, they only went for 452 acres. And still, the concept never went any further than some local buzz. Even more so with the most recent example, Dr. Barr's proposal. The pushback with all these concepts is the price. The price tag to create an extension of such land in America is massive. Any estimates about its price can easily be doubled by the time the project completes. This point, however, is argued by people like Dr. Barr. He claims that once complete, whatever the price tag can be offset by the new land value that is created, which may be true considering that NYC has some of the highest cost per acre of ground in the world. The second problem he claims that this new Manhattan would solve is the climate problem that NYC faces. To protect against storm surges and flooding, the extension would be surrounded by marshes and wetlands, and would also be elevated to protect itself from future storms. So, is it actually possible to build the thing? Well, yes. Technically speaking, there isn't any issue on the actual construction possibility. New Manahatta would seem like an afternoon project to countries like the UAE and the Netherlands. The issue with megaprojects, especially in America, is always the politics involved. It's always the paperwork rounds of approval, committees, and etc. that end up killing most projects of this scale. Especially
Now I feel bad for saying it's a bad, but I don't know. How would you guys feel about it? Is there anyone who lives in New York? What is the popular opinion about this?
in a state like New York, which has extensive regulation laws and is famous for taking lots of time for project approval. So, while the project is promising and has had a history of experts calling for its creation, it may take a lot longer than expected to ever get a start to the project. Still, with the talk of extension once again rising, combined with the ever-growing housing issue, New York will have to act drastically if it wants to make any meaningful change in its development.
But what about the politics though? Why would that not be approved? I mean, I don't see it really making any harm really to, I mean, but I don't know. I would love to hear what the popular opinion about this is. This is the first time I've heard this, and that this could be even done. I didn't even think about that. And would it actually get rid of the issue, or would it just be the same, just bigger? Who knows? But please, guys, leave your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for joining me for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.